about 1 minute early, but it makes up for all the times I'm late. Tell me, does it blow in the microphone too much? Because I was going to sit here for better light. Maybe the sheep come and play with me. But if it's blowing too much in the microphone, then I got to find somewhere a little less windy. It's not windy, it's just that windy. But this is what west looks like. Let's see if I can turn it around here. Sorry. We've had that sun today. But the east in Norway, Oslo area, is completely under snow. But you can see we've had beautiful weather. Look, even the moon is coming out. So for once we've had better weather than Oslo. And you can see it's still avalanche season. So, and there's the pit house, by the way, which is work in progress. Getting more and more done every day. I guess the next thing to go on is paint. Oh yeah, no, they've been painting. You can see, let me put my bag down. It's only a little bit windy up here, but on the top. I call it a hill, but it's you can see behind me, we call it a hill, but it's not much of a hill, it's just a little. But for some reason it has quite an effect on the wind. I thought it looks like he was painting it, but you can see how much it's come along last week. I see he's got portholes on the side. I have to ask him what those are for. It looks like fishbowl. He could be in a boat. They all live in a yellow submarine. I wonder what that is for. Maybe Karl knows. I can see that's something new this time. This is the Hobbit house. Yeah, Roger, you and Nolvia can live in here because you're the little people. So, yeah, but he's got these. No, and this must be new this week because I can see there's nothing there yet. So I wonder what the portholes are for. It's probably for more. It's probably for more ventilation because that has a fire that goes in it. And you can see there's ventilation through the top there. But maybe they were... I have to ask Karl. Karl knows everything. He'll be on his way out in a little bit. But yeah, it's nice to see a new building again. Oh, you can almost hear an echo in there from my voice. But yep, so there. Roger, you can sleep there. Nolvia can sleep there. And any eventual pets you bring with you can sleep there. Perfect. Outers in Bali. Oh my God, 30 degrees and 7 hours in difference. So maybe, welcome to Bali. Holy crap. No, it's cold in Norway. But yeah, anyway, I see these little windows here and I'm not sure what that is. Unless it must be ventilation or something, but plenty of room for you guys. Yeah. Roger's wife is 5 foot. She's so cute. There, see, there's 4 portholes. Perfect. You could probably like grow something there. Roger's quite the gardener there too. Yep, so you got a summer house. Anyway, so that's it. I did find out it's going to be grass on the roof. So it'll be the perfect little Hobbit house. I see that, what was it, Tolkien, when doing Lord of the Rings, kind of had inspiration from the Vikings, or at least early age housing from this area. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to look like with the grass on it. I don't know if we'll be having grass on it at the beginning of the season or the end of the season, but it's looking kind of cool. Is there room in there for me? I'll sit on the fire. No back door though, see? But you can see there will be ventilation up through the top there, so that comes straight out through the ceiling. Not a problem with rain though, there's like about a meter overhang. So, this will be interesting to see. Anyway, is it blowing in the microphone too much? It's blowing a little bit now. Or is it doable? Because I'll sit here if it's not. Now it picks up the wind. It wasn't blowing quite this much. Microphone is fine. Okay. Then while Karl finds his way out here, I will go and get a fur to sit on because my butt will freeze. Garcia was saw the video that was taken by, or the program that BBC Scotland did in the village. We checked it. It was the middle of May when they filmed that. I think it was the middle of May because I based it on who was in the village at the time. And she noticed I was barefoot. I'm like, that's not cold. I go barefoot quite often. Maybe we say hi to the sheep on the way. There was a nice article about Albert, if you want to read Nynorsk, New Norwegian. It's on my Facebook page. Albert is our 23-year-old GQ Viking. Albert Harreid. Hi, guys! They're not looking too enthused to see me. You saw the article on NR Cases, Kiwi. Oh, that's good. Oh, it just started snowing where Arlene is in Winnipeg. Yeah, no, my ex had to go and drive to get something and decided to delay it for a day. The secondhand kid sale that I usually do. Hey, come here. Was this weekend as well, and I'm assuming the turnout wasn't great. People were having difficult picking up stuff because it was snowy. Come here. Are you going to snuggle me? I don't have any treats for you. Can I pet you today? This is Grotas. Oh, he's letting me pet him. The good boy. He's so fluffy. His brother, though, not nearly as friendly. But he's got such beautiful coloring. I like the gray and the black. No treats for the pets. No, they're, as the guy who comes to shear them would say, they're quite well fed. Oh, maybe he's going to come up a little closer. Nah, he's going to go feed himself there with some treats. Now, they got a lot of hay brought in. Oops, sorry. I'll put the camera still. See? Raymond knows he's so fluffy. Look at that. He is so ready to be sheared. I bet that feels good. You can't really scratch. So when we let these guys go loose in the village, every once in a while so they can really roam and help keep the grass down, this one will go over to the chicken coop. But he doesn't really care about the chickens. The chickens will go away, but he goes under the chicken coop. There's just enough room for him to fit underneath, and he'll start rubbing his back on the underside of the chicken coop to scratch himself. So he likes the scratches. He's not letting me go. So Karl and I went to Sogndal this weekend. He brought, we got some new beers. We caught it with like 5 minutes before closing. So I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to bring out. He did talk about bringing out the Putin beer, so that could be kind of fun. We asked them deliberately at the Vinmonopol if they had any more Putin kind of beer from Ukraine. They did have another beer from Ukraine, but I think we'll have to have that one in the summer because I think it's got some ingredients in there that are rather sweet. So, Karl's going to love that. But apparently the Putin beer was so popular, Ukraine puts it out, by the way, but the Putin beer was so popular that they ran out. So then they're having a hard time getting more in. Okay, I have to stop petting you now, okay? You want to say goodbye? Whoops, it's going to turn real quick there. My gimbal's straightening out. There we go. Look how happy he is. 2 sheep butts. They would not fit in that house. Hey, Karl. What you carrying? I was going to sit up on the top there. They said it wasn't too windy, but it'll be a little lighter. And I only made it as far as the sheep and then the sheep, and then Grotas wanted sheep. He didn't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, I heard everything.
Oh.
Twice because I'm listening to you on YouTube.
Oh God, you poor thing. Let's get Karl drunk. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go and get, he's like way zoomed in here, sorry. Maybe I can't zoom out. It's just too much. We get to count your nose hairs. Okay, I'm going to sit up there where my bag is, on the right side of the road there. I'm going to go get a sheepskin. Oh. You brought your wood carving tools? Yeah. I'm going to get a sheepskin to sit on, but you got like this built-in blanket you can sit on too. Look, Karl's tunic is holding up nicely. It's gonna have to be cleaned soon. Shame on you!
People for that.
You have people for that, bite me. Okay, so we'll go look in the house here to find something to sit on. So I gotta say, I can walk barefoot, that's fine, but having my butt on cold stone is not fine. Let's see, I'll put it on me just because it's going to be too dark in a minute to see. And maybe you can see in here. Yeah, that's my house, mess. I don't know how well you can see in it, but basically I'm here to get my sheep fur, or reindeer fur actually. But that's my messy house. With yarn everywhere. Yep, and the basket's upstairs, so the mice can't get it. Huh? Are they playing? I was just snuggling one. He said the sheep are fighting, but they're not fighting, they're playing. Let's see. Oh, who found this cool stick? That's going to be an awesome staff one day. Where did that come from? Oh, they're playing big time. I hear them.
The light one is headbutting the butt of the...
Behind the house, yeah. Happy sheep! Did you win? Yeah, our sheep have a horrible time here. What is he doing? They were headbutting?
Yep. But not head to head, it was head to butt.
Head to butt.
I think Grotos was entirely prepared for what...
Do you want to snuggle? Oh no, you're too busy playing. You want to have more snuggling? They love the sheep. Well, you got to see him running around a little bit. Drea's here, by the way, too. You have to say hi to lots of people. You're going to have a snuggle? One more snuggle. You can do it. Oh, they're too busy playing. I'd let them out up by us, but then they have a tendency to go and eat the woad. No, you got to stay there now. Okay, so we'll go up the hill. And then I'll catch up, see who's here. Did you know Outer's in Bali? 30 degrees there where she's at. Okay, Aunt Taylor's here, by the way. Hot and sunny where she was last week, or is last week. She's in Phoenix, I believe. Or like, yeah. Let's see. The sheep are following us around. Are you going to come up and sit by us? There they are. They're just hopping around. Hi, guys. I'm going to go up the hill. You going to come and chase me? We'll see. There he comes again. Is he trying to jump the fence? He can do that, you know. He's just running back and forth. He's doing hot laps. Prancing sheep. So cute, says Elf. I couldn't. Hop, hop, hop. There he is. Hi. You gonna come up here? You can make it all the way up the hill, you know. Okay. Let's see. Well, they can come all the way up to here if they want to. Okay, fur on the ground. Let's see. Karl, you got to show us what you're doing. You can sit there too. We'll see if the sheep show up. I'm going to put this down for a second and go and get my... They're perfectly capable of climbing up. I'm going to go get my bag real quick. Oh, they're just jumping around down there. Karl, why are there portholes on the boat or in the new house?
I have no idea.
Did you notice he put portholes in while we were gone?
I have no idea.
I'm kind of curious about that. Okay, Karl doesn't know either. It's a mystery. We will have to ask Roger, why are there portholes on the house? Oh, they're still playing down there. You can see them in the... right over there. I think they like the company. They miss the tourists. They want the tourists to come back. Okay, now I have to catch up on chat.
I had a lot of attention from tourists today, so don't feel
Yeah. I finally got to catch up on chat last week. They were actually really good at answering their own questions, which was great. One of them was, were Vikings able to make wide looms for the sail? And Nella had answered that one. Says, yeah, it was actually possible, and they may or may not have done it. Otherwise, they would just make them as wide as each loom and lash them together. But they might have made one specifically for it. But you'd have to have multiple people working on that thing
and
at a
that's
time.
not really practical unless you have a very strong reason to do it.
Yeah.
As long as you can sew pieces together, it's
Yeah.
probably easier to have one that is operated
In
by
stripes.
people.
Yeah, it would definitely have been a thinner loom for the clothing, though, at least. Okay, so what kind of beer you're going to have? Are you freezing, you poor thing?
Yeah, it's very cold. You are Minnesotan, so you don't notice this, but the sun has gone down.
No, it's still up there somewhere.
It's still somewhere in space, yes.
There's some
But
sun
the
up there.
Earth has turned, so the mountains are now in the way.
Ah, you wuss, yeah, but we haven't been outside in a while, so we have to do it. Okay, what are you going to drink? Let's get a cold beer in you. That ought to help you.
Well, you said there was sweet things in this one.
Ah, you did? Okay, I was warning them about the Putin beer. Okay, so we haven't had the Putin beer yet. I think
I
we're...
just saw the Ukrainian flag. I didn't check anything else.
Yeah, no, it is the same people that... It's Ukrainian company. I forget who it is.
Thyme.
It's got thyme in it?
Yep.
Thyme, Timian. Oh, that should have like a bit of a spice flavor, but not like spicy spice, but...
Well, we've already bought it, so we've already supported the war effort.
Yeah.
So if I drink it or not doesn't make much of a difference. But
think
this is...
Okay, well, it's got a nice little foam on it there. Okay, so this is the one that made the Putin beer, the same company.
Doesn't smell perfumey, at least.
Oh, that's good. But thyme would be like, you think it would taste like soup. Oh, you got the little glasses. Now you can prove that they don't roll around too well in the grass. Oh, that's got a bit of a head on it. Let's see the bottle, the can. Okay, so this is the name. Thyme Blanche Priada Brewery, if I'm not butchering it.
Pravda.
Pravda, see, I did butcher it. Proudly brewed in Ukraine. Pravda! What does Pravda mean? There's a big, like...
Means truth in Russian.
Truth.
God knows what it means in Ukrainian. Probably about the same.
So you're probably going to start speaking the truth when you have that now.
I don't think so. Putting that name on things doesn't normally make them true.
Oh, well, okay then. Let's see. I thought this said, well, it had flowers all over it, so I thought he was going to kill me, but we haven't actually had the Putin beer yet. I have no idea what percent it is. It's 5.2%, yeah. So it's just over. You don't look too pleased with that.
No, I'm not pleased. It doesn't smell perfumey, but it certainly tastes it.
Okay, so then there's no risk of disappointing you if your beer spills. So Georg said that those glasses that we were showing last week, were actually, they had another benefit other than just wobbling around, but you could, if you put them down in the grass, they wouldn't fall over like a regular wine glass would.
Yeah, no, but Georg is an old man, so obviously he has to put down his drink.
Of course, so test it in the grass, let's see. Does it fall?
I would say it does.
No! Did you put it on a hill? Fail.
Obviously, if you dig it in a little bit, this should stand for nicely in the grass.
Yeah. I'm sorry to have ruined your favorite beer.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yep. Well, you can have more of it, or do you want to switch to the other one right away?
I want to switch to the other one right away.
Okay, the other one was Monkey Brew. They always evolve. It's a Pascal Porter 6.2. Malty and roasty straight up porter. So this can't go wrong. 6.2% volume. So maybe you want to show us your project before you...
Well,
Monkey Brew.
when we are here as guides and we help people with activities,
Yeah.
why are you filming my crotch?
Because I can't see what I'm doing. That's right. Yeah? I'm going to look at your stuff here.
When you're on archery, for instance, you kind of have to be there all the time, at least as long as there are tourists in the village, because if you walk away, you come back to armed tourists shooting in random directions.
Yeah, that's not good.
So we try to avoid that. But you spend a lot of time just waiting for tourists.
Yeah.
But when you have a knife and wood available, you don't really have an excuse to be bored.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you going to do now?
I've started whittling. I wouldn't call it wood carving because the result is
Looks
debatable.
Karl. It looks like you.
Yeah, Rune thinks it's a self-portrait. Let's say it is. So this is with my ordinary belt knife. So I bought a little bit more specialized equipment. And I
Yeah.
had tourists today ask me if these things are going to be for sale in the shop.
I told you people want to buy that stuff.
Yeah, I told them that maybe next year, if I have a lot of time on my hands this year,
Yeah.
I might be good enough to make things that I can sell in about a year.
Karl and I actually had a crafting session this week, and it was really weird. We put on some stupid-ass movie on Netflix, and he was wood carving and I was painting. It was like, I've never had crafting time with Karl before, so that was wonderful. All right, what else are you working on? We had to buy you tools.
I have a little bit of project ADHD. I started out with this one.
Yep.
And I work on that one
I
occasionally
taught you
when
everything I
have time.
know about
Then
project
I
ADHD.
tried to make a shield biter of the same type as you have in the Louis Chessman.
He's got some cute teeth.
And then we have this that I think is maybe overly ambitious. This is supposed to be this.
Yeah, but you can kind of see him coming into... Okay, so this is something Jonas Lau Markinson has done. You can go join his blog. I think you pay like $15 and then you have the right to use them and reproduce. But he takes them from finds. I don't know if this one... I haven't figured out which find that's from. It could be a Gulguba.
I think it is the same one that you painted, except to put the hat on it.
But yeah, because that one has a helmet. And he has rings... But let's see this one a little bit better. When I hold it still, you can see it more. You can see he's got alien eyes going in there and a helmet. Yeah. Okay. You were saying before I rudely interrupted you?
So the plan is to do as much as I can with knives and irons. And then I'm going to burn the surface and then sand it down a little bit. So it kind of get this aged look.
Oh, that'll be cool. I told you people want those in the store. They ask for figures all the time. Oh, the sheep stayed down at the bottom. I thought maybe they were going to come up. Okay, I'm going to stare at your beer while you drink it. Your new one. And then catch up on chat because I don't have the computer with me out here, obviously. Let's see. James is here. Raymond is here. Albert is here. Oh, you just spilt your beer. Your pink beer or whatever the hell it was. Ukrainian thing.
For something, it's not horrible.
Oh, it's a porter though. Look at the color.
Things in it that shouldn't be in there. Like thyme.
Thyme, timian in Norwegian. Thyme goes really good on stew. Let's see, Nella's here in Finland. Garcia's in Holland. Albert, not the one in the picture, but the other Albert is here. Both Norwegian, by the way. Arlene is here from Winnipeg. She's got some cold weather. Don't have to go out and babysit. Will we be doing another Broden variation? Yeah, so this time I'm doing Alsike, which is the Finnish 1+3, but you go plaited edge, so like Broden with a plaited edge. But I did go under the X, and I started yet a third hat for that, and I only finished one. So I'll show that one in a moment. Let's see. In the video description, Arlene, it says the stitch of the month is Broden Finnish 1+3. Also, oh yeah, he copied it for me. Yeah, okay, so he just explained what I just said. Okay. Well, he didn't just explain it. I'm finally getting around to reading it. Heidi Lee said this here. I saw that Runa and Louisa have a new dog. It was quite cute. It's got 2 color eyes. Did you notice? One blue, one brown. It was quite cool. Max is here, Suze is here. Let's see. And then, of course, Roger and Novia. They're going to go and move in the Hobbit house because they're short. They're not from the land of the 6-foot people. He says there's plenty of room in there for them. Elf is here. Let's see. They got snow in Arizona. Holy crap. I haven't seen that too often. And then the fluffy sheep. Kiwi's here drinking cider. Elf doesn't have a needle binding project. Karl, did we kill her?
I haven't had a needle binding project like ever, so I probably shouldn't be ordering execution for that.
Yeah, okay. He says he's not ordering any execution because he hasn't had one either. You need yarn for your blanket. I have not worked on my blanket. I need to work on it. I've been noting the days, though, and I see I've got a lot more color coming up, namely red for stress. Drea's here from Minnesota, my hometown. Misty, slightly rainy. That's about normal there. And snowy.
Minnesota, your hometown?
Duluth, Minnesota. She's from my hometown of Duluth, Minnesota. Raymond says, you will have your crochet cardigan done in 5 seconds, Kiwi. At least it will feel like it compared to needle binding. Yeah, God, no, that's true. If you ever want a vacation, go back to crochet for 5 minutes and do like a hat in double crochet or a double stavmasker in Norwegian, or a stavmasker in Norwegian. It goes so fast. And then it almost feels like it's got many holes in it. You're not looking to, you look a little skeptical.
It's good. Well, it's a porter.
Yeah.
And porters, they always take like somebody would take a normal bear without a fire with it and then immediately collected it again and put it back on the bottle.
Yeah, no, that's about right.
And they always taste like that. The reason I was kind of frowning is I was wondering if there is a way to distinguish porters from each other, if I would notice the difference between the Voss Brewery porter and this one, for instance.
Well, we'd have to try, but they're all mud. I used to tell him it was like squeezing the leather out of a shoe. The juice.
About the same, and people generally, well, one thing you could pick up is the different levels of alcohol.
Yeah.
They're usually on the strong side.
Yeah.
But not super strong.
Yeah.
But if one was super strong, I think I should be able to pick that out. But I don't think I can distinguish them by taste.
No. That'll be interesting to see. Porter used to be one of my favorites. You must be mentioning Phoenix Flagstaff gets no. Ah, okay, yeah, because there's 2 of you in Arizona today, I think. Has anyone used Viking of Norway alpaca breeze yarn? I used fjellbreeze, but not alpaca breeze, but I have used other alpaca yarn from Viking of Norway. It's a nice soft yarn anyway. I'm assuming, I don't know if the breeze is just as, it's like the fjellbreeze one was really thin. It was the hat I made with the multicolored, the sock yarn. But alpaca can get longer and longer and longer, but it's super soft. So if you're making something like a hat, it's perfect. But a sweater, it's going to start growing in length. Heidi says, och nå kom jag på att jag skulle sända Rune Högnaöl, sorry, nästa gång. He was just up and visiting Heidi, his sister, this weekend. Or this, what we call a weekend, which is just 2 days in a row that are off. For Karl, of course, I don't get any. No, I can't have any. I'm allergic. Monkey beer, said Raymond. Born from an egg. Yes, I tried to work. You heard me. Okay, born from an egg on the mountaintop of the punkiest monkey that ever popped. He knew every magic trick under the sun to tease the gods and everyone and have some fun. Monkey magic, monkey magic. I think Raymond is off his rocker. But I like it. So do you like the monkey brew? Do you feel like the monkey?
The monkey brew is okay.
Yeah?
Supporter.
Drea's working on fingernails gloves. They are spiral with black yarn and splotchy mishmash of gemmy colored green yarns. Oh, that's going to be so cool when you have black with them. When you have black or a neutral background and then you kind of start throwing in these pops of color. It looks so cool. Let's see, I kind of skipped over a bit here. So Max says, I was wondering about the oldest Nalbinding stitch found in the Nordic countries before the Mesolithic time. I mean, I wonder if there's early humans before Vikings in Iceland. I wonder if there's early humans before Vikings in Iceland. And then Ella says the Tybrid Vig fragment is supported simple looping. Now, Nella would know that way before I would, but I would have thought, yeah, simple looping might be the first one. What do you want to? You have a comment on that.
The thing about people in Iceland
Yes.
before the Vikings. According to the sagas now, they come to islands that are completely uninhabited. There is some claims that there were, or what do you call them, the hermit monks, people that basically want to live isolated and talk to God, that they were there. But the Vikings would barely have noticed their presence, they would just murder them and move on. There might have been people there, but if there were, they were so systematically removed that there is no trace. And most likely there was nothing, because the Vikings wouldn't. If they had a little genocide on Iceland, they wouldn't be hiding it. They would be proud of it. Maybe not exactly proud, but I would sure as hell mention it in the sagas.
Ah, okay. Oh, so that one's like way beyond me. Let's see. Then I will turn it back. You have to make me a spot here so I can play with some yarn real quick so you don't have to freeze too much longer.
A spot.
Make me a spot right there.
So you can put down the gimbal, so you can sit down your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which one, woman?
So I can put the gimbal down and needlebind right there. Let's see. You got a minute though. Raymond says, I've been whittling another Nalbinding needle. I just have to sand it smooth. I bought some files that I thought would be great to use on eye holes of the needles this weekend. Let's see. I'm kind of flipping back and forth here. As for Max says, as for the Nahal Hemar fragments in Israel, I have no idea if I pronounced that right. It's actually null-bound, and so I wonder what stitch was used. That's a good question. Oh God, we got Nella. answer Max. Might need Andecker too. Yeah, we're gonna need them all. That I would not know. I know Coptic is in Egypt, of course, but and that one is the one that looks like. Okay, let's see. Let's put some stuff down. That's the one that looks a bit like knitting. See, now your glass is supporting just nicely. Sitting there. Okay. Take the drawing out of the way. I told you people were going to want your statues if you made them. You strange gods. Okay. Kiwi says, as far as I've understood, the Nahal Hemar fragment is made with simple looping. It's been a bit difficult to find details. I'm going to have to look that up. And Nelda says the pictures aren't too nice, so nobody really knows. Okay. Then I've got needle binding with me. I have not gone really any further. I was thinking about making a fire and showing how to steam block with the pot, but making a fire for just the 30-40 minutes didn't seem like a big idea, because then I'd have to wait until put it out and everything. But if I had my hat, this is the Wisconsin one, so this is Broden but M2 connection, so you get like, so it looks a little different. Wrong side, right side, and technically this would be upside down. It would actually be like that. But it is a little bit on the bumpy side. You can see it in the thumbnail. So what I would have done, though, is I would have put a cloth over it, a wet cloth, just like I did with the iron a couple weeks ago. But then I would take the hot pot and just do that. Like fill a pot with some water and then heat it over and just do that. And I have actually done that when at Karl's parents' house, for example. I couldn't find the iron right away, so I just used that. Is the Hobbit house a warming hut, Karl? The pit house?
Yeah, there is supposed to be an open fireplace.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, it is an open firing place. So would that be like a warming hut, or what would they use a pit house for back in the...
In it.
They would live... There's not much room to live there.
No, but a lot of extra room is a modern luxury. People didn't usually have that.
Oh.
And this is how people would build on Iceland, because there are much less wood there than we have around here.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that. All right, so I started playing with another stitch, and now I have such big yarn on here. This is going to be a trick. This is regular Mommin. It would look like this. This is done in a spiral, and again, it's not blocked, so it's kind of a little on the lumpy side. This is Finnish 1+3, but F2. So this would be the Broden one. So I can show you, assuming this was the right color. When you put this back on your thumb, it sounds like a little avalanche over there. But it's just wind, yeah. So this one you do F2. I believe Broden, the actual Broden stitch is F2. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Nella would know. Okay, but then you skip the first loop and you go through the second, third, and fourth loop away from you. Oops, sorry, there. Second, third, and fourth loop away from you, and then you turn and you go under the first one and under the leader yarn. That is regular Broden. And so then what if we did a plaiting edge? Oh my God, I got this. Anybody have this problem? I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I didn't realize I had like lazy amounts of yarn on here. This is going to get knotted really quick. Plus, of course, I decided I needed to make a spiral. But this is Alsike, which is or just like Broden, but you do a plaited edge. But I actually it would be this way. I did under the X. Because if you do a plaited edge, then you can do the under the X thing, as we were calling it. How you feeling, Karl? I went under the X again. Let's see. We had some jokes about that. Use your imagination. Anyhow, if I can untangle my yarn here. No, that is avalanching over there somewhere.
That's an avalanche, yeah.
But it's just a little crunchy. By the time we see it, it's just like one rock or something. What the hell is it?
It's one rock or something over there.
Yeah, it's not worth bringing up the camera for. I can't see it. You always hear the avalanche after it fell. But it's like one or two rocks that are just falling down. Probably somewhere over where the sun is still shining. Let's see. Did I fix this now? Is this giving anybody stress? Okay, I'm working with the orange yarn here. I've decided to spiral a bit because I like this blue and I don't have enough of this orange plant yarn either. This is madder. This was a plant dyed in the village, same as this green one. Let's see. I can hear the sheep are playing too. They're banging into each other every now and then. Let's see, did I get this fixed now? Okay. So you find my end loop here. Make it big. All right. Let's get this one out of the way then. I think we've got it under control. Okay, so, but I like the way this is looking, this under the X Alsike. So you can imagine that all three of these are the same stitch, just different connections. But this is the true Broden.
Going outside and drinking cold beer today was not a good idea.
No, but grab your things. I'm going to come in a minute. Here, I'm going to play with this outside while we're still outside. Okay, but you can see this is where I went over the thumb loop, or over the leader yarn. That's why it looks like that. So for this one, when you do a plaited edge, which is basically you take your 3, 1, 2, 3 away from you. There, 3 away from you. It's a little hard to see at this angle. And then when you turn, I have this in the way. There. And then when you turn, you go under the thumb loop and over this leader yarn. And that's what makes your yarn sit out on top like that. And it also makes your stitches go this way. Let's see.
Can you throw the knife in your bike?
Yep, I can do that. See you in a bit. Okay. So, but then when you do it that way, then you can go under the X, and this is so stupid hard to see here because it's dark, but it's where this loop and this loop cross, you get like this X. So to go under the X is the join here, and then the 3 behind, 1 on my thumb, which I didn't keep on my thumb, and then go over. I have a tendency to pull it off my thumb every time, so it's hard as hell trying to leave it on. Let's see. So you might be able to see it here better with this blue one. Yeah, for the blue one, this one is the end here, and it goes over. This blue one is Mom's mystery yarn. I don't know what it is, but it was so pretty with the orange, the madder. But there you can see the X a little bit better. I'm sorry, like that. That's the X. If I'm doing that right. If not, someone's going to have my head. But anyway, so that's the one I would be going under. But the only way it makes that X like that is if you do the plaited edge. I kind of didn't realize that until we were playing with the plaited edge in a previous stitch. I think it was the Arboga connection or something. And I thought, I learned something new. But oh my God, this was not the right color to play with this dark blue here. So under the X, 1, 2, 3 behind the thumb that you can't actually see. Let's see. There, those are the 3. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th loop away from the thumb. Then the 1st loop, which of course is on the thumb, but I need to go over that, and that's the Alsike. But I gotta say, Broden, I always thought was just a nice one to make it. It's like Oslo, but you just want to make it a little thicker. So you add a couple more loops behind, and you get this nice thick wool, but or nice thick fabric, which is quite good. But I kind of gotta say, I'm sort of liking the sconson one with the M2 connection, and I'm liking the under the X here. I think that'll be pretty good. You can see here I have an increase because it looks like a little V. There's another increase, but I think it's going to be nice when there's just straight 1 and 1 and 1, no increases. And then the other side, the wrong side, looks like that. It almost looks a little bit like York right here in the middle. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Or what have you guys been playing with? I will put that down and catch up on chat here. And then we'll go in and see how Karl's doing. But yeah, definitely experiment with the samples. Or with what you're doing. Mary Passanen even writes it in her book where she shows you the with one needle, where she shows you stitches and things that you can do. And then she has a little section right at the end there says make up your own stitch. And this, in a way, is making up your own stitch. Later on, you can figure out if it has a name or what it technically is called. But it's fun to see what it's doing. The pit house is not for people with a big yarn stash. Raymond, you are so correct. I don't even think I could fit them in the portholes. But I would try. Are the sheep brothers Spelsau sheep? Yes, they are. They are brothers from another mother. And they are Spelsau. Old Norwegian short-tail landrace is Norsk, Gammel Norsk Spelsau. And she's got it written there. The A and the E is actually one letter, but it's hard to do that with an English keyboard. But yeah, they're brothers from another mother, and I believe they are 6 this year. Maybe 7. We got them in 2018. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 24. Yeah, no, they're about 6 or, yeah. I can do math. Let's see. Max says, Nella, maybe I can experiment with samples and I could make to see if it's accurate and make it look identical. Give it a go. You never know. I mean, I played with the Dublin stitch because everybody kept asking about the Dublin stitch. Every once in a while it kind of comes up, but I was, I think it was Catherine Henry who tagged me in a picture that wasn't mine, but it didn't matter. It kind of sparked my interest, so it was kind of fun. But it was just one picture, and it didn't have a base row, so there was no connections. All it was, and I could see that they were doing this thing like this. They're like, whipping it around like that and then just pulling through. But apparently, that'll probably be easier to show on this one. If you are doing that stitch, you actually have to connect it left to right under the previous post, because the way that stitch goes, you will just have like these posts. You won't have this thing going here. So it would be like grabbing from right to left, underneath, and then connecting. If I understand the other pictures I saw later correctly. But it was kind of fun to try anyway. And yes, I have no idea what the history of that stitch is. Nella had a lot more history on it, and Anne's got a paper or something in progress about it for her Nalbound thing of the week. She's just waiting for a few more things to put it together, and then it'll be up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that, because everyone kept asking about Dublin. The only thing I know about Dublin stitch is it comes up with tatting, if I'm not mistaken, but tatting and Nalbinding have an overlap in that they're both not work, but this one kind of makes a lacy one. Let's see. Most old fragments, says Nella, are a few centimeters by a few centimeters in yarn. Hard to find or produce these days because we don't grow up with this skill with us. That was another thing. Anne was saying that it might not actually be done the way they thought it was done originally either. So they're just looking more into that. So in which case then both the picture and my little video there is all null and void. But anyway, everybody kept asking about it. So I thought there was no video tutorial or anything. So I just had to make it very clear. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this is what I thought I'd try. And if anything, I got a fun little experimental stitch out of it that I will probably never use in my life, because it's both very net-like, very loose, and very stretchy though. Maybe maybe we'll make a Viking scrunchie out of it. Let's see. Oh, the pocket. What are you reading here? Did you order color versions of the book? Which book did you get? I have to keep going back. Susan's still working on the stitch from January. Laugh out loud. I'm making this 5 by 5 foot scarf, and it's taking forever. Okay, yeah, no. So that sounds like my blanket, which I could take I think I have it in the bag. Yeah, I could pull it out, but it's no more done than last week. Not for kids. This is rated M for mature audience and is not suitable for kids, says Raymond. It's true. I'm reading a little bit backwards. No, but actually, do you know what? If I made this for kids, you wouldn't be able to comment. How annoying is that? But I guess it does protect the kids. Okay. Scrolling down a little bit here more. Yeah, I guess I missed which book you said. Where'd you get the color book from? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Is it the With One Needle by Mervi Pasanen? If it's that one, we just have a color version. But if you're thinking of, what is it? Ulrike Klassens, Büttner Klassen, I can't remember if I'm saying it right. Needle binding, what in the world isn't that? That one has both English, or that one is both black and white and in color. I have the color one, but she sent it to me, so I don't know where she got it from. Look how pretty. There you go. You can already start decorating. Just imagine the hanging baskets with flowers in it and stuff. Let's see. There we go. Broden stitch is named as Swedes do after the person showing it, Martha Broden. Yeah. That's Nella has that one in there. That one I've heard of too, but I couldn't remember. But the Broden name I knew was Swedish at least. And Martha Broden's written books too, has she not? Pretty sure she has. But she's done a lot of work on it. I had bug eyes for a minute there. Okay. We'll look down the village here. Nalbinding, what in the world is that? Or Nalbinding, was ist das? Yeah. Karin Okra, here in Minnesota, cool, working on loop fringe scarf. Finished 2+2. Have been in the hospital this week, and good to keep your hands busy. Now I can't be anywhere without a little bit of needle binding or something. But I hope you're feeling better, by the way. Let's see. Okay, no, time to get going inside. It does look so nice and bright with the camera, but I think the wind is picking up a little bit here. So I'm starting to turn cold. The Minnesota is getting cold. That's not good. Nah, but the sun is down. Look, there's no more sun up there. That's probably why it was crumbling somewhere over there recently. I don't know, there was a rock or something that fell down, but they do that all the time here. But yep, nope, the sun's done and the moon is even brighter. So, oops. Let's see. I have the colored one from her as well. So my kid enters me in this competition. Well, not really a competition. It was just this thing that Ulrika was doing and said, show us a picture of your needle holder. And so I sent a picture of the needle holder that my kid found me at some sort of secondhand shop or antique shop. I don't know if it was meant for knitting needles or a cigar, but it was so perfect for my needle binding needles. Sorry, making a bit of noise there. So I sent a picture of it and I won. She sent me a book. And I'm very happy about that because otherwise I can't get it here in Norway. And I'm still trying to get them for the shop, but can't get it in yet. Okay, now I have cleaned up my mess. The sheep are not hanging down around there anymore. They're hiding somewhere else on the other side now. But we'll go inside and see how Karl's doing. Let's see. What book is that? That's the Nalbinding was ist das, or Needle Binding, What in the World is That? That one's a hard one to get these days. I heard people were having problems getting Mervy's book. I don't know if it's sold out on Amazon, but due to a distribution error, we ordered 50 books and we got 100. Damn, that was too bad. No, so we have a lot, but the problem is we decided we want to keep them. That was last year, because that is a really good book, and we sell quite a bit of them actually in the shop. But water spout from the roof here. But somebody was asking if the shipping was any better if they had multiple books shipped. And I know the web shop sets it up shipping one item per at a time, and I think it sets it up like 500 kroner to ship the book. It's insane. To US anyway. To United Kingdom it might be a little bit less. Europe maybe a little bit less than that. But they were wondering if one person ordered it for all of them and then distributed it from there, would it be cheaper shipping? I think so, but then I just need to know how many books and I can go over to the grocery store over there and check and see how much the shipping would be. Because that very much could be. It's like a weight restriction thing. So I think if it's under 500 kilo or something. Not 500 kilo, 5 kilo. Then it fits in a different category. Okay, we're going inside. I'm finding a cold Karl. I feel like the Blair Witch Project. Karl? Are you hiding in the library? Look, Georg made pink swords. So kids will be happy this year. This is what Vikings do in the winter. We make weapons. So I'm not sure who made them, but Georg painted them. It's kind of a combined project here. Aren't they cute? You got little girl killers around here too. The Valkyria need painting. Anyway, I had to show that. You're gonna come sit with me here. Hold that. And then remind me tomorrow I gotta put this pelt back in the house. And then we'll catch up on chat.
I'll just go and exchange this one for
the drinkable one? Oh, I thought you would have finished the drinkable one by now. Okay. So, next week is Easter. I've got some interesting hair going on here. Next week is Easter. We're going to have a lot of Vikings here. Every single house has a Viking living in it. Up we go. So that's going to be really fun. We will be in Gudvangen for it. At least we're going to try to go to Selja just before Easter and just after Easter because we got a lot of people here, so got to work. So it's in 2 weeks' time. What the hell? Oh, that's right. You know why I'm saying that? Is because my kid's last day of school is on the 22nd, and because Norway can't just take one day off for Easter. No. You got like long Friday, Skjærtorsdag. Saturday you would work, but it's a Saturday, so nobody's working on a Saturday. And then you've got the Sunday, and then you've got what's the Monday thing? Second Easter day. You guys have too many Easter days. How does this work, Karl? So it turns out my kids have the whole week off. So for me, Easter starts on the 22nd. But yeah, you're right. It's the 28th, I believe, is the Saturday.
Yeah, normal people, except for the
28th, 29th?
schools, don't have that many days off. But,
No, they all these little holidays fell together. Pinsa, I think is.
but
Pinsa's
when
later. For a not so
I don't
Catholic.
remember the English terms for this, but skärtorsdag is for the Last Supper. Langfredag is the Friday, Good Friday, I believe it's called in English.
Yeah, Good Friday.
It's
forgot
the
about
day
that.
when he was actually crucified, and he is kind of out of circulation for Easter, first day of Easter, and then he's back on the second day of Easter.
On the third day, he rose again to judge the living and the dead. I have some Catholicism in me when I grew up. But yeah, and then there's also, you've got Kristi Himmelfartsdag and the Ascension, and then you've got
but that's
Pinsa.
much later,
which is
that's in May
Pentecost.
sometime.
Yeah, so then it's, you guys got too many days off anyway. Påska är fra Palmesöndag. Okay, and there we go. Okay, Good Friday is on the 29th. All right. We're getting this tomorrow. Tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. I knew there was something come up. Can we have the day off? St. Patrick's
How
Day.
Irish are you, woman?
Not at all.
I'm green most of the time, but I'm not Irish.
No. All right, so I guess we don't get to close for St. Patrick's Day. No, okay, anyway, but we have a lot of Vikings coming. That some of them are starting to come on Friday, but I think then it's probably only about 2 or 3, and then the rest of the houses get here around the 27th, I think it is. So, okay, no, so we got 2 weeks left now. Either way, we should be here both Saturdays, I believe. So, the 2 Saturdays in a row. I'm not confused at all, are you? Let's see, I gotta go back up again here. Okay, Anne says, I will finish watching on the replay. Need to head to origami class, over an hour drive across the Phoenix Valley. Oh, but how fun origami would be. I haven't done that in a long time. Did you ever hear of something called tea bag folding? Don't go there. But anyway, you take the paper wrappers from your tea bags and you cut them into squares, or they're already usually in a nice little square anyway. But if they're all the same size and they're all cut the same way, you have like 6 to 8 pieces, usually 8. And you do these little origami folds for all 8 pieces, and you take the 8 pieces and you put them together, and you get this like really cool flower. Look it up. It's a thing. And if you're too lazy to collect your tea bags, you can wrappers. Anyway, you can also print out these things where it looks almost like a magic eye thing with just these repeats. But it's quite cool. So happy St. Patrick's Day, says Garcia. I think that'll be fun. What do you guys do here for St. Patrick's Day?
We don't really have a particular relationship to St. Patrick.
No. Well, I don't know. In Duluth, we just went out and drank beer. And usually it was green.
Yep.
The Ides of March was always a useful time to have a party too when I was in college. That's what when is the Ides of March? That was the 15th.
That would be the 15th.
Yeah. Let's see. Arlene said she sent it to her during COVID to help teach. That was that was nice. Ulrike, I believe. Okay, so Nella says 100-gram yarn from Norway to Finland, postage 880 Norwegian kroner. Yeah, that could be about right. Anything getting out of the border is just insane. But I think it's actually just the same as it is from Finland as it is to Germany but it's flipping insane. I had to reprice all the glass. We have a lot of hand-blown glass that's historically replicas, and they're from Sweden, and I just literally had to increase the prices on all of it from 300 to 500 kroner per piece of glass item because it has gone that much up. 1, due to shipping, and 2, due to the electricity costs have gone up in the last couple of years.
It's basically flat inflation. Everything goes up.
Yeah.
So everything has to go up.
It's insane. Believe it or not, it's the same price list as last year, but everything had gone up so much higher. Let's see. Max says, so I wonder, is there any kind of Russian stitches used in Norway aside from Telemark, Ulu, Vardal, or Dalby? That I have to think about. Nella! You have to look this up for me, because I would be consulting the Great Book of Neulakentat.fi. If you haven't seen that website, you should check it out. It's www.neulakentat, which I'm butchering, but it's NEULIKINTAAT.fi. Yes, I did learn, and you could put /en if you want English. I learned, that was one of the only Finnish words I learned how to spell because I consult the great book of Noilak and Tot all the time. It's got all the stitches on there and everything, and it has the history of where they come from. Sana Maria, don't ask me to pronounce her last name. It looks like Philadelphia, but it's not even close. Pilla, something. Anyway, but she gathered all this information and put it in together, and it looks really, it's so handy. Anyway, so I'd have to look to see which ones were from Norway there. I have an idea for a stitch for April, but it is not a Norwegian stitch. I'll have to think about that for May. Albert says, I can work 2 days that week. There you go. Okay, so I'm getting yelled at for Easter. Okay, but now, Karl, what are the chances that you have a completed sculpture for us to look at next week?
Define your definition of completed.
Ready to be burned. And like treated burned, not burned like in the fire.
Well, that depends on the number of tourists.
Yeah? You could
Because
do that. We could have more craft sessions. It was nice crafting with you.
Yeah, but it's too much work to do it indoors in a room that you're actually going to use for anything.
Yeah.
Because there is going to be wood carvings everywhere. So
Yeah, but that's what brooms are for.
if I have some dead days,
Yeah.
and Mondays and Tuesdays are usually pretty dead.
Yeah. I want to see what these look like when they're done. There, James is here. He says, I'm looking up the Nalbinding from a cave. It's like Nalbinding. I have to look this up. I do not actually know what this is, but you know, history is not my strong point when it comes to needle binding. I did get in a little tiff in one of the Facebook groups, I have to say. In Norway, Nalbinding is not endangered. It's very important that you know that. There's been a huge effort by the Norwegian Crafting Association, which is or a cultural craft association called Norges Husflidslag. And they, in combination with the Viking reenactment groups, did a huge effort to bring it all back. And it's actually been healthy since probably around 2015, 2016 or something. So I gotta say, I take a little offense when somebody says it's endangered in Norway, because it's not endangered anymore. They worked hard. The government actually even put funding into it as well to bring it back, and that one has been rescued. It is healthy. Well, maybe not super healthy, but it is not endangered anymore. So that was my week. I was yelling on Facebook. It's at almost 60 minutes, so what do you have to do? What are we going to do next week then? It's not Easter. We're just going to pick up our kids and pre-play Easter. My kids. They're arriving Friday or Saturday, and then we'll be here, and then we might go visit your father, and then we come back for Easter, and then
Well,
we go.
it's the Saturday before Palm Sunday, so you're probably allowed to eat an egg if you like.
We could color eggs. Would the Vikings have dyed eggs?
Why do you even ask?
You know, I was looking back at the chat last week, and Raymond had a very good question. Apparently, he's seen my Facebook post from a couple of weeks ago in Celia. Did the Vikings have sloths?
If I remember correctly, the sloth is from what, East Asia?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So theoretically, yes, but very
There's some
unlikely.
also in, I believe there's some in South and Central America too.
If
Central
they're from
America,
Southern
maybe.
and Central America,
They're
then
both. They're all...
almost definitely not.
Okay. No. So he wanted to know. Sloths are cool. No, we were at the grocery store in Celia, and they there's this campaign going around where they use this sloth as a mascot for the Coop grocery store, which looks spelled like co-op. And they come out with this little stuffed animal now, this little sloth stuffed animal. But I don't know if it was just the grocery store in Celia or if it's all of the Coops around in Norway, but they just kind of stuck one here and there and everywhere. And it was like strange things are afoot at the Coop. The sloths were awesome. They were everywhere. I had to take pictures of it for my kids because they like them, so I had to buy them each one. So naturally, 2 of them jumped in the bag on the way home. But every time we go back, there's a new sloth somewhere. So you have to look for that post. It's not too far down on my Facebook page. It's public. You can see it. Let's see. Rack says, maybe I could make an egg for Easter. See you next Saturday. Oh, shit. Shoot. Not for kids. I have to make an all-about Easter egg. I didn't do that. We were looking for the egg forms, and the egg forms don't mix anymore. And then Raymond was like, you can do an Easter bunny. But it has to be an egg. That's easier. I have to do an Easter egg this year.
I'm sure you've done that before.
Yeah, but I didn't do one.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I did lots of times. I usually do one every year, but I didn't do one this year. I have things to do. I've got to go. All right, I'll try to make an Easter egg, damn it. We'll see if we can find a Norwegian stitch. Okay, anyway, so we will see you Saturday. I will be here on Saturday.
Yeah. And with a little bit of luck, Rune has been working hard on the shaft for my really big spearhead.
Raymond, this is not for children. I was going to have you show that in the village.
Oh my.
We're going to look at Karl's really big spearhead next week, too, maybe, if we're lucky. Rona will have made a shaft for him. Okay, anyway, we'll see you. Have fun. And yeah, time goes by super fast, but it was nice being outside again. And Karl's getting some color, so. Okay, see you next week.
So
Did you have anything to say?
Next week and the week after, I think, we are still on winter time. But then we jump.
Yeah, well, on March 31st, I think, is when the clocks change.
Yeah.
Technically, our store hours, or our opening hours in the village will go from, on April 1st, it will go from 10 to 6. Because right now it's winter times, which is 10:30 to 2. However, because we have so many Vikings in the village over Easter, there's a good chance that we have a sneak start on the 10 to 6 opening hours.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah, no, Tor was suggesting it. But we won't know. We don't know for sure. It'll just be a spontaneous thing, and we'll post it on Facebook if that so happens. Okay. Bye-bye. There.